Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. I'm Dr. Kenton. In the cup today is Signature Select Breakfast Blend. I call it Lutheran Fellowship Hall coffee. It's pretty good. It won't make you change your mind on anything, but it's pretty tasty. Today is Friday, August 15th, 2025. When I walked, I'm not entirely prepared today. That might not be a surprise. Might not ever be a surprise. Let me see if I can bring up Wordle on this other device that I have laying here. Log in, log in. How many times do I have to say it? Continue without upgrading. Hey, it worked. Today's Friday. Friday is ordinarily a day when I do some admin stuff, like doing errands and whatever. There may be some of that later, but I have a list of things I need to also get done. I'm going to start with this word today. I'm just trying to narrow down. There's no concept of efficiency. Jeez. Some trouble if this isn't it. Okay, well, what do you got going on your Friday? Ordinarily, Friday's the last working day of the week for people. Um, it's not always that for me, but oftentimes it is. The I have a lengthening list of things to do in my personal life and a lengthening list of things to do in my work life. So I'll work on some of those. Um, I woke up this morning with the thought about some stuff that I read last night before I went to bed. I spend a fair amount of time in the morning doing it's not it is not literally morning pages, but it is in essence morning pages. I write what's ever on my mind. I even have a cue sheet in case things aren't coming to mind. 8 or 10 things that I could write about that would be productive, useful, helpful. So anyway, it's there was an intellectual named James Baldwin who lived in the died in 87, I think, in his mid 60s. So he was very vibrant and alive during the civil rights movement and was a contemporary and shared a message largely with Martin Luther King, though they sort of I think that Martin Luther King's message was more about this is how things are and this is how we can change it. And even though it sounds the same, Baldwin was saying this is how things are, this is how things have been, and until such and such changes, we shouldn't expect anything to be different. And where the such and such is includes a society wide reckoning. And the article I read last night was from I think it was from the New Yorker. Person suggested that Baldwin's entire message was basically that people were unwilling to confront their own true nature. And that way, and because of that, they were unwilling to consider that the way things are isn't the way that it ought to be. I mean, I have three Rolls Royces and two yachts. Isn't that what everybody should have? And if you don't have that, there must be something that you're doing wrong. In fact, you know, the only reason I don't have three yachts instead of two is because I am not as smart as my person that I admire. But if you come and ask me to donate one of my yachts to help a couple thousand other people have 5% more likelihood of success, well, no. Why should I have to do that? I worked hard to be born on third base. Anyway, anyway, um, there are relationships and structures that have existed for many, 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 many years. And it's not appropriate to tell people to be comfortable with what they've got, especially if they want to try to level their own playing field. So, trying to take away the mechanisms that allow people even half a chance. There's a scene in the movie Field of Dreams where a guy, the it it seems through about 2/3 of it, maybe even 3/4 of it, that the guy, the central character, is trying to track down a guy named Moonlight Graham, who appeared in one game, had zero at bats, and it was because the manager, his lifetime stats were zero at bats, one appearance, one game, and he got into a game, a late inning substitution or whatever, and never got to the plate. And the premise of the movie seems like the Ray character, played by Kevin Costner, is building this cornfield into a baseball diamond, and he thinks that maybe the purpose is he doesn't know exactly why, but then he meets Moonlight Graham, and the the issue is that Moonlight, instead of becoming a professional baseball player with a career, became a doctor and saved people. And in the movie, there's a situation where the as long as the players stay on the diamond, they can stay the age they are and their robustness and so forth. But if they cross the lines, they become humans again. The kid's having an episode. I don't remember the reason why, but Graham walks across the line and saves the kid, and the main character is wondering if he regrets his decision, and he says he doesn't. So part of what part of what that says to me is that a, a person deserves an opportunity. Everybody deserves an opportunity. Isn't that what we tell ourselves that the United States is all about? Get a, you. This is a land of opportunity, and according to other people's impressions of us, even if you ascend to the plate to the place where your opportunity is going to take place, and you fail, if you continue to try hard, you'll probably get another chance. Where in a lot of other societies, you only get one chance, if that. So the fact that we in the United States have this impression, or give over the impression that we're a land of opportunity, it really only means for certain types of people. People who have a lot of money, people who are, at the minimum white. And that if you're not willing to accept that premise, you're not willing to do what really needs done to change the nature of our society. Won't be fair until everybody takes a good hard look at themselves and society and decides that it needs to be different. And good luck getting people who worked hard to be born on third base, who coincidentally are also the ones that are a hell of a lot closer to the whatever, the fields of power. The They're a hell of a lot closer to the halls of power, hallways of power. And when you're this close to the influence, what are you going to tell somebody or offer somebody to get them to give that up? I heard yesterday that during the later days of the Civil War, that there were some propositions put forward in order to free the slaves. That there was a proposition to offer reparations to the slave owners. That's bizarre. But knowing what I know about American history, probably likely. If you can't get people to make the right decision using a ethical, moral argument, there's always money. I might have to put the political flag on this one. I don't think I advocated one way or the other or got angry, but we, if you want things to be different, you have to make things different. You can't you can't steal second with one foot on first. And this is a good line that I had in today's writing, and that is that if you want to pick fruit off a tree, you can content yourself with the low hanging fruit, stuff that's easy to get to, or you can design an apparatus that will shake that tree, and that'll get all the fruit that's ripe to fall off. So let's get out there and shake some trees, why don't we? All right. Told you what today was. I told you what my plan for the day was. Told you about my coffee. I solved the wordle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Went on a little bit of a rant. I'm not incensed, but love you. Bye.